Have you noticed Tyler Galpin has a lot in common with Hynes from Frozen? And can you guess the reason why we said Bianca Barclay should play a second princess in our fantasy movie? This is our reimagining of Wednesday as a Disney movie. As a Disney princess, Wednesday reminds us a lot of Belle. She's completely obsessed with books, and willing to accept things even if they look a little strange. Her trusty sidekick would have to be Thing, of course.
You pledge your undying loyalty to me.
Which might just be one of the sickest pets that we can think of. She's true to herself, and she's no damsel in distress, waiting around to be saved, making her a lot more like this new age of Disney princesses than you would think. Plus, she comes with her own castle in the form of Nevermore Academy. When it comes to design, she'd have the big eyes and bangs of Cinderella, with her hair obviously dyed black. Her princess gown would probably be something like the one that she wore during her iconic dance sequence, but of course, no Disney princess would be complete without her friends. Bianca Barclay would start out our movie as a bit of an antagonist. She wouldn't be the main villain, of course. That role is going to be filled by our next entry, of course, but we can see a bit of rivalry turned friendship dynamic similar to what we see between Tinkerbell and Vidia.
I work up in the sky, and you work down in a ditch.
Bianca is a siren, and right away that makes us think of the sea monsters from Luca. Can anyone else see this getting a meeting between two worlds story brewing from Disney?
I was just curious.
When it comes to Bianca's personality, she shows a surprising amount of similarities to Princess Tiana, with her hardworking dedication to whatever task that's set before her.
Seriously, Coach, when am I gonna get some real competition?
It's from Tiana that we're borrowing the basis of our design, too. Imagine her with Bianca's gorgeous buzz cut and blue-green eyes. And that's basically what we're imagining here. In some ways, Bianca can almost be considered the movie's secondary princess, similar to what we saw with Elsa and Anna in Frozen. Again, like in Frozen, we're picturing two princes in our movie, and Tyler Galpin has to be one of them. Like what we saw with Hynes, we'd think that Tyler was charming, handsome, and perfect for our main princess Wednesday when we first meet him. But as the movie went on, we'd find out that he's been doing the bidding of the Wicked Witch Laurel Gates all along. And if you'd like to avoid getting in trouble with Laurel, we'd recommend taking this moment to click on that subscribe button before we move on. For Laurel, we imagine a design that would be sort of similar to what we saw with Bellwether from Zootopia.
We'll be unstoppable.
Just, more human and less sheep. When it comes to Tyler, we're going right back to that good old Hynes comparison, except we're giving him Tyler's curly brown moppa hair. Now, that still leaves a spot for a prince open in our movie, and we can only think of one person who'd serve that part perfectly. Xavier Thorpe would make the perfect prince. Like we saw with Kristoff, our leading princess would probably have reason to be suspicious of him at first.
Didn't your parents ever warn you about strangers?
Yes, they did.
But his enduring loyalty would eventually win her over. Now, it's hard to say which princess the movie would have Xavier wind up with in the end. Since Xavier and Bianca have history together, the movie could choose to have them reconcile in a big, dramatic moment that brings the people of the land and sea closer together. But since Wednesday is our main character, and she's got to be hurting after Tyler's betrayal, we could also see Disney going for the feel-good ending and having her move on with Xavier. Let us know down in the comment section which ending you could see Disney going for over the other. When it comes to Xavier's design, we're imagining something similar to Camilo from Encanto, though maybe with straighter hair. But when Xavier winds up with Wednesday or not, we know she'll always have her trusty roommate by her side. Enid Sinclair is a true friend. We can see her in a role similar to Charlotte from Princess and the Frog, where her bubbly personality serves as the perfect bolster for our more serious princess.
Oh, Tia, you're a bona fide genius.
She'd definitely share Charlotte's love for the color pink too, with her dresses reflecting that every time she's on screen. Enid probably wouldn't be featured too much in the main storyline, which would probably focus more around the friendship between Wednesday and Bianca, but she'd still make for perfect comedic relief.
OMG, you look perfect! Only thing, where are your whiskers?
Enid just has this endless enthusiasm about her, and it kind of reminds us of Anna from Frozen. Between their bright smiles and rosy disposition, we can see a bit of physical resemblance between Anna and Enid too, if you were to cut Anna's hair to her shoulders and dye it blonde or pink, that is. But A cast of young people in a Disney movie wouldn't be complete without a mentor to guide them. We all know that Wednesday is pretty capable of getting things done her own way, but a bit of guidance isn't necessarily a bad thing. We can see Larissa Weems playing the role of Wednesday's older and wiser mentor, in a similar style to the way that Moana's grandmother helps her find herself.
Do you know who you are?
We can see her taking a back seat to a lot of the action like Moana's grandmother does, but whenever she's on screen, she's the smartest person in the movie. Just like Gwendolyn Christie, Larissa's design would have to be pretty physically imposing. Plus, with her heavy makeup, we can see her looking a lot like a more humanized version of the fabulous sea witch, Ursula, with her hair a little longer, of course. When it comes to dresses, she'd always be wearing something glamorous and classic, just like Larissa's Hitchcock-inspired outfits on the show. From princesses to villains and even sidekicks, we have it all planned out. Now we just need someone at Disney to sign off on it. Do you agree with our fantasy of Wednesday as a Disney movie, or would you have done anything differently? There's plenty of room to get creative here, so make sure to write your suggestions in the comment section down below.